Testing. 1, 2. Almost there. Let's blow this up a little bit here. This is me doing a set. This is this season's theme show. Music. Almost ready to go. I think we'll just go right now. How about that? Hey everybody. Here we are again. Hello everybody. My name is Abe Duque. I am your host for today, and you're watching 343 TV on Friday, which is my show. Friday's show is called Abe's Production Playhouse, and we are here in the Production Playhouse. We have a lot in store for you today. We have a very special guest will be coming on later on during the show, and that would be, if you saw the promo, DJ Hell. One of my oldest friends in the music industry, but also one of the people that I respect the most in the music industry. He's taught me so much. Anyway, moving on, just remind you guys, this is 343 TV. We stream every day at 1 p.m. Today's show is the Production Playhouse, hosted by yours truly, Abe Duque. We have shows every day from Monday to Saturday, and I think sometimes we even have Sunday shows. I think this Sunday we might have I think it's a sample challenge or something like that. I'm not sure. But Monday we have Doltrick's show. The Tips and Tricks is an Ableton-based show. Tuesday we have Tetro's call-in show. Wednesday we have Justin or Louis Beck doing his electronic music show. And Thursday we have Max Wild doing his Theory Thursdays. He's doing a lot of genre-based shows these days. Yesterday he did a tropical house show. Really interesting stuff. Couldn't stop watching. I had to do some other things, and I couldn't stop watching Max do his thing. Max is so entertaining. Anyway, and today, Friday, we have my show, which is the Production Playhouse, and on Saturdays we have John Selway's show. He does a Selway's Techno Saturdays edition of the 343 TV. 343 TV comes from 343 Labs. 343 Labs is a school. It's a school where I teach at. I teach everything from production to mixing and mastering. We have several really amazing instructors working there, teaching there. We have a school in Berlin. We have a school in New York City. We teach very much online. We have so many classes starting all the time. Matter of fact, I have a class this weekend starting at 12:15, mixing and mastering. Please sign up. Go look at the website. Check it out. See if any one of these classes would fit you. And if you like what you see here and the way that we explain things to you and our vibe, then maybe you want to come and be part of one of our classes. Again, I have a class starting this weekend at 12:15. It's a mixing and mastering class that meets on Sunday, 12:15, for about 12 weeks. Anyway, let's have a look and see what's going on in the chat. Let's see who's there. We have a few people here. Oh, Nefertiti Gold is here, of course. Nefertiti's always there. Let's see who we have other than that. Let's see, Digivolt. Hello, Digivolt. Simple Sam. Hello, Simple Sam. Digigold and Simple Sam, I haven't seen you in my chat before on my show. Glad to see you there. Enigmatic Onion. Hey, Abe, my new single is just about done. I'll drop a link on Discord once I get uploaded to Spotify. It's called Vaccine Rave. Vaccine Rave. All right, Enigmatic Onion, moving forward. Like that. Vegas Royal says hello. Let's see. Andrew Duke, of course, always here. And I always feel a sense of comfort when I see Andrew Duke is there. Just kind of sitting back. There's a couple of people that are always there. Nefertiti is one of them. Andrew Duke is another one. John Kingston III is another one. I haven't seen him in the chat yet, but I'm sure he's going to meander in at one point. Let's see. Who else is there? Oh, DJ Sweaty Sack. Hello. Roller 8 is here. Right. Lots of people here having fun. Simple Sam says, new to this live stream. Simple Sam, welcome. We just love that you come in here and visit with us. Come back again. Come back every day, actually, at 1. I won't be here every day at 1, but there'll be somebody else kind of taking care of you. Once again, I don't know if you could see my ticker on the bottom. I says, please submit your questions. If you have any questions that in the meantime, while the show is going on, you want me to kind of address or something that you want me to talk about, I'm more than happy to oblige. So, if I see it, sometimes I'm busy doing the show. There's a lot to get to in the show, but sometimes, I like to tell my students in my classes that it's easy to pull me down a rabbit hole. It's easy to get me to go down a tangent. So if you have anything you need me to talk about, we could certainly accommodate you. Well, that's if I see you in the chat. All right, everybody. Today we have a lot to talk about. I wanted to see how much we can get to. Today's title of the show is "What's Holding You Back," and I wanted to talk with DJ Hell a little bit about that. DJ Hell is one of the. I think I've drawn so much inspiration from DJ Hell in watching him do what he does. He's first of all an amazing artist and amazing DJ, but not only that, he's also one of the most important A&R figures in electronic music in the last couple of decades. He's responsible for International DJ Gigolo's records, and he was responsible for discovering so many big artists like Zombie Nation and Miss Kitten and things like that. He was the one that put them on the map, and I definitely want to talk about what can hold back both in production, but not only in production, but in all the aspects that it is to be, to do what we do and try to make it out there. But I have a couple of things that I would like to add to that, but we'll do that with Hell when he gets here. What we'll do is when the Hell comes, we'll play some of his music because he's working on new stuff. He sent me some unreleased tracks that he's going to be releasing very soon. We'll play some of that. We'll talk to him about what he's up to. We'll get into his into his life a little bit and see how he's dealing with the pandemic and all that, and then we'll work our way into talking about what we can do to not get held back by whatever it is that's holding us back. Let's have a look again at the chat. Let's see. Enigmatic Onion says, set your alarm for every day at 12:59. Life hack. That's right. 12:59. Be here at 1. Petros says, Giasu Abe, good to see you again. Good to see you, Petros. And Simple Sam says, this is actually the DJ Hell. Nice. Yes, the DJ Hell. Yeah, no, it's the fake DJ Hell. It's the DJ Hell that I found somewhere up here in upstate New York, calling himself DJ Hell. He's 17. All right, so let's get some of this show rolling here with some of this content that we have for you, and I guess this show wouldn't be this show without actually getting to the news. And here we are, and we are back, and in the news today. Let's get my little in the news topics up here, and let's draw upon some of our graphics here that I always put up. There we go. So from Data Noise System. Okay, so Data Noise System 2. It's not from Data Noise System. It's Data Noise System 2 from Liquid Sky and Erica Synths. This is from Gear News, a modular synth lab which is dedicated to create all kinds of abstract organic analog noise, ambient soundscapes, industrial noise, badass bass, spheric atmospheres, experimental unheard drones, sonic glitches, and of course all kinds of thrilling horror and sci-fi sounds for the professionals. There you have it. So yeah, this system looks pretty dang awesome. Every module in the rack is capable of producing sound all on its own, and the combinations and possibilities are quite endless. What's included in this kind of package? Let's see if I have another picture of it. I think I do have a second picture of it. This one looks cooler because you can see kind of a side view of it. What's included in this? Well, the Fusion VCO2, the Fusion VCF3, the Fusion modulator, the black stereo delay, the black joystick 2, the black VC clock, the black modulator, the black dual VCF, the black quad VCA, the black spring reverb, the black output, 25 patch cables. Yeah, good stuff. Let me see if I make it a little bigger for you guys to look at. Let me cover my face. Look at this thing. This is gorgeous. Looks amazing. Looks like you could just take that with you and go live on a boat, like my friend Marco is right now, living on a boat. Yep, that's it. So go out and get it. I'm sure it's not that expensive. All right, let's go to the next. Let's top it in news. Let's see what we have next. Oh, yeah, this is really cool. So check this out. There's this thing called, well, let me just show you a picture here. So this is from Create Digital Music. And the last bit was from Gear News, by the way. I just want to make sure I credit the sources correctly. Create Digital Music. Tour the Berlin-styled Hölle Techno Club in Hitman 3. Crowds of people, bright lights piercing the darkness, techno bouncing against cavernous industrial concrete. Oddly, the game Hitman 3 is a refuge for people who miss clubbing. That's right. People who miss clubbing. That's insane. Let's see. I have a couple of pictures of this. Let's try this one here. There you go. That's what I miss about clubs. Right there. Look at that. Yep. Including graffiti, and that's kind of true to life. If you guys have been in many clubs all around the world, not only Berlin, but that's pretty much the toilet, and I think that's the ladies' room there. Let's see what we have. Daniel D has made a loving tour of the place. It's uncanny valley clubbing therapy for anyone experiencing withdrawal. The designers of AAA gaming installment Hitman 3 have built a pretty convincing amalgamation of various Berlin nightclubs with a lot of imaginative elements thrown in. So there's some cues clearly borrowed from Berghain, and the concrete pillars from Kraftwerk. The main hall is more of that space than Berghain. The open air spaces of Sisyphus, and shades of About Blank here and there. These are all clubs in Berlin, by the way. There are the smokestacks of another club from behind Tresor. There's also, it's clear that the Kraftwerk and the Sisyphus were the places they most modeled. Some can go through and watch this a few times and identify them if you like. But this is pretty funny. I saw this in their feed in Create Digital Music feed, and I was like, I have to bring this up. This is pretty cool. I think I have another picture here. One more picture. Yeah, there we go. That's somebody playing live, I guess. That's a live act, like a Japanese live act, it looks like, or something. Club Hölle. Yeah, my German is not awesome. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Wow, lots going on here. I don't know if I could read all this stuff. Cindy Tran, Abe Duque was my instructor. Yes, you could say I'm still your instructor, Cindy. Maxwell, hey, from Berlin. Maxwell is in Berlin. Maxwell, I guess you could also look at this video game if you want, because I don't know if you're allowed to go to the clubs even though you are in Berlin. Let's see, lots of going on in here. Lots and lots of of things in the chat. I can't even. Marco De Prima, Erica Since, sexy stuff. Yes, Marco De Prima. That's my partner. We make music together, and he's right now sailing around with his in his nice boat and with his nice little modular setup that he has, making music on on the sea or in the sea sometimes. I don't know exactly what he's up to. He's a crazy guy. Pat Splat is here. Wow. Bug Tank is here. Let's see. Looking for new names. Looking for new names here. Okay, lots going on in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out, staying with us, and just having a look of what we got going on here. Let's continue with the news. Let's just let me not dilly-dally too much. Okay, so this next thing, I just had to bring this up. The thing is, Behringer, right? They're on this tear. I mean, they're on this mission now. It's I think every day I see something new from. I can't keep up anymore with all the new things that they're cloning. With their, I guess they're decent enough. A little bit crappy quality control, I guess, coming from Behringer. But yeah, there we have Behringer's. Let's read here what we have for Behringer. We have the Selena string ensemble, almost ready for release. This is from Gear News, based on the ARP Selena string ensemble, and offers a handful of classic string ensemble sounds. The original was simple, elegant. It had electric organ vibes of the early 70s. It used an octave divide down method to achieve full polyphony across every key, which was then bassed through the same envelope and filter section, making it paraphonic. Well, the Behringer Selena mimics the look, but doesn't really achieve the vibe of the original keyboard instrument. But they're doing it. They're doing it every time. I mean, I think I have another picture maybe here. I have something going on here. Yep, there we have the Behringer Selena. And that's it. Yep. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about? I've heard a lot of people saying they're not too happy about what Behringer's doing with all these clones or these, just ripping off clones and making cheap copies of them. Then I've heard people that are very thankful for it. They're very thankful for being able to pay a few $100 and getting something that's very close to, something they can't afford. So I don't know. You tell us. Let's see. Let's go to this. I think I've got to actually bring in the new this last piece because I think I didn't put it in the. I didn't actually put it in there, but here we are from SSL. This is cool. SSL, the UF8 from SSL. This is a SSL DAW controller that you can actually afford. This is from Music Radar, said to be compatible with all major DAWs and to deliver a new level of user-focused design. This design is to improve your music creation, production, and mixing workflow. There's a touch-sensitive fader, endless rotary controller, and high-res contour display on each of the 8 channels, while 5 banks of 8 user keys and 3 quick keys enable you to customize your workflow. There's also an intelligent multi-purpose channel encoder, which looks like it will give you control of any plugin parameter that you hover with your mouse over. And this is expandable, the system. Up to 4 UF8s can be chained to create a 32-channel control surface. It looks pretty awesome. And, SSL, no joke, right? Look at that. If you're looking for a nice controller there for your DAW, you might want to look into that. All right. And so this is 343 TV, and that was the news. All right. Let's get out of that, and let's go to our regular camera setup here. Okay. All right. Let's look in the chat again and see what's going on. Wow, we have so many people watching today. That's amazing. I'm really happy to see all you guys coming and joining me. William Mind Readers. Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's cool, but expensive for normal people. Yeah, Okay. Market to people. People will vote with their wallet. Okay. I don't know what. Maybe people are talking about something else. Let's see. I'm reading these backwards from the last one up. Simple Sam. Have no problem with the clones, but of old equipment, but that Keystep ripoff was really lame. Uh, Okay, so William Mindreader says, "Love your music since day one." Okay, I don't know if they're talking to me, but maybe they are. Uh, thank you. Let's see. Nefertiti Gold said something about, I heard Novation is coming up with an update to their Novation circuit groove boxes. That's right. I read about that today. And it was just a little too vague. I was doing a little research for the news. It was a little too vague. The groove box, the circuit. It was just like a kind of a vague teaser trailer for it. And I figured, there's not enough information to bring out. But yeah, I mean, I love the circuit. I have one sitting right here. I think it's a little fun, sit under a tree device that you can just have great fun and make music with. Anyway, let's keep rolling. I'm going to go now to, let's see. I wanted to do, yes, we are 343 TV, and today we are going to talk about another. Oh yeah, wait, I kind of messed that up. What they've asked me to do, like these, because we're going to cut these, edit these clips into smaller kind of bite-sized clips. So they said every time you come up with another segment, do a little intro for it. So I got to do a little intro for it. So this segment that we usually do, that I'm trying to start, is like just a little segment on a particular device or something, and I wanted to do that every week. So let's try this again. You're watching 343 TV, and this is the device of the week. Today's device is... What is today's device? Oh, yes. We're going to talk about envelopes. Well, in particular, we're going to talk about the ADSR. The ADSR. So let's get into my DAW here. Let's see. DAW. That should be doing it. Here we go. So, all right. Let's get a little... I got all my tracks ready. DJ Hell sent me some unreleased stuff. He should be showing up in about 5 minutes or so. So let me get through this real quick. So we have here I'm going to grab an analog synthesizer. Oh, DJ Hell is already here. Hell, I know you're in the background. Hold on. I've just got to finish this segment, and then you're coming in. Everybody, this is very exciting. I'm already nervous. But he's there. You guys could see him in the corner here of our DAW. He's going to watch me do a little presentation on analog. All right. So today, Hell, okay.
Hello.
All right. Yeah. Let me just do a quick talk about what ADSR is. So ADSR stands for attack, decay, sustain, release. All right, Hell. I'm gonna take you out because. That's fine. Attack, decay, sustain, release. And attack, decay, sustain, release is a way to tell a parameter to do something over time. And a lot of times we can easily talk about, let's say, what amplitude does over time, which is the level, the volume level of something. So amplitude over time, and this graph can actually show you what it's all about. This graph I see you, Hell. Don't think I don't see you.
Oh, I have another one.
All right, so this device, yeah, that's new. Hold that, save that, because we got to talk about that. So, okay, so attack, decay, sustain, release, and the way it is, it's about telling the parameter what to do over time. Attack is how fast the parameter reaches peak level. Decay is once it reaches its peak level, how long does it take to go down to the sustain level, which is where it holds. And that's when you hold a note, it'll hold at the sustain level. And then so sustain, and then release is when you let go of the note, it will go off. So if we have a short attack, like it is right now, 5 milliseconds, and I play a sound, you see that immediately it comes in. If I make the attack a little longer, you can see that the sound takes longer to peak out. Once it reaches the top, then it goes to the next stage, which is the sustain stage, but this is the decay part. which gets to the sustain stage. And if you listen for that, I'm going to increase the time on that for about 4 seconds. So it's going to go up. Sorry, let me do it again. Go up and then come down. And then hold at that lower level until I let it go. And then it goes into this last stage, which is the release stage. Now it was a short release. Let's increase the release and do that one more time. Attack, and then decay, and it sustains there until I'm ready to let it go, and then release it. And now we have a longer release. And that is, everybody, attack, decay, sustain, release, better known as ADSR. All right, we're done with that. Let's get to DJ Hell. Hey, Hell.
Right.
Here we are.
Hey,
Okay. Hell, you should have wore a mask. Well, this is almost as good, right?
Yeah. Oh, I have a mask here. Yeah. Okay.
No. I'm not encouraging you to do any crazy things. Yeah, we have I don't know if you're watching it also on YouTube, but there's a lot of people in the chat here today. I mean, you've given me the most watchers we've ever had today for this show. Like I've been doing this show for, I don't know, maybe half a year now, like every Friday,
Yeah.
and today is my most watched show. Like just right now, there's 41 people watching at the moment. In person. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's going to add up. You're going to see. Oh, okay. So we have lots of people in the chat. Some people might not not know who you are. A lot of people already were waiting before the show started to talk to you, because you are really you are one of the most important people in electronic music, I would say. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that just to tickle your belly here. I think that your contributions to electronic music or dance music, electronic dance music, has been legendary. I don't know if DJ Hell was responsible for some of the most important things. I mean, first of all, an amazing DJ. Already did you start in the 70s or in the 80s, early 80s?
78,
Yeah.
79. Yeah.
Not only that, okay, so had amazing already DJ career, became an artist. I remember when I first heard about DJ Hell, not before this is before I met him. He was doing these record ones, so Red Bull from Hell. He did on Vortex Records, and he was doing all this. My Definition of House, all these early productions that were super amazing. So as an artist, but then he starts a label suddenly. I remember one day when he told me he was going to start this label. I said, "Oh, you started?" He said, "Yeah, I call it Gigolo, the International DJ Gigolos." I was like, okay. But wow, what a label. Like, this label is probably the most important label of the last couple of decades. Hell was responsible for discovering so many humongous acts like Miss Kitten and Zombie Nation, and I mean, there's a humongous list. Sorry, Hell, I gotta give a little.
There's a big list, even from only artists from New York. Informa, you remember this guy? Crossover. Yep. Fisher Spooner. I mean, there was many great artists.
Johnny Dangerous.
Only out of New York. Johnny the Dangerous, yeah. Selva, yourself, I mean, if I think for a second, there's maybe 10 other artists around in New York that was connected with Gigolo, or even more.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just in New York. And, so Gigolo, massive. I mean, and Hell's reach went beyond even, I think, music. It crossed into fashion. I mean, I think I saw you in Vogue once, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you have done so much, and not only that, but I was very lucky to be a part of Hell's production of the New York Muscle album. We did that in my studio here in New York, or well, in my other studio. This is my new studio. My old studio in Hollis, Queens. We did the New York Muscle album there, and I learned so much from the way that Hell produces or thinks or approaches the job. How you been, Hell? Sorry, I'm talking so much.
I remember sitting near you or behind you, or on the right side, in front of the monitor in your basement studio in Hollis, and you mostly always said, "What's next?" And I said this and this and this, But sometimes I said, "Abe, I don't know." I remember clearly. Not often, but sometimes you pushed it like really like to a point where I had no idea anymore. You know, there was always ideas and concepts I tried to follow, but sometimes, not often, I said, I have no idea. I don't know. Let's try this
Yeah,
or try that.
and actually,
Yeah,
that's funny because today's topic for this show is, what's holding you
yeah,
back, right? And I think one of the first things, and I didn't check this with you earlier, but one of the first things I have written on my list of things that hold you back is that when you have no vision, no clarity about what to do next.
yeah.
That if you have no target to shoot for, what do you do in this situation? What happens when you
Yeah.
feel that you don't have a clarity?
Mostly we had some directions, and we were always also on the same time experimenting with things, new things. And I remember, especially with the New York muscle, I remember me playing bass guitar. You remember you had a real bass guitar,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. That bass is
I'm
back
not a
there
guitar
somewhere.
player.
That's that
Yeah, yeah,
bass
yeah.
that I have back there.
Or I just played something, I had no idea, but then you put it inside and we edited a part that and looped it. It was a track called "Keep on Waiting," and the loop was like dun, 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 And later on, I think it was Erland.
Erlen
No, what?
Oye, yes, from Keynes and
Yeah,
Convenience
Erland
came down,
came into this. Yeah,
came into the
Erland
studio,
came
was a
into
little
this.
freaked out. I remember.
Yeah, he was kind of funny guy, I would say, but amazing singer. He had a
He's
great
cool.
voice,
He's really cool.
and he pushed the track to the another limit. And I remember he played some chords on a keyboard. He said, "Abe,
Mm.
I'm gonna do this like dum 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 dum," something that fits together with his voices. And he did it really well. I would never had that idea, but he made this "Keep on Waiting" uh, to one of the main tracks with his voice, and even later on asked Puff Daddy, to be part of the video. And Puffy said, "Yeah, when do we start?" And I said, I don't know. I just come up with that idea and immediately asking you because now you're sitting in front of me. You remember the Puffy thing?
Yeah,
So
those were the P
I
Diddy days. We did a lot of mixes for him that time. Like what, 4 or
really
five?
once I said to Puffy, I'm bringing in a friend. He's my producer, and you said, "No,
I
I'm
remember.
not sure." But then we went to Puffy's studio, the Bad
Yeah,
Boy
we went to Bad
Entertainment.
Boy Studio.
Yeah, yeah. I
that,
mean, it's
that
another
was
story. Okay, it's another topic today, but we there was always ideas and concepts, and I had very strongly a vision about my music and where to go. And with especially with the New York muscle and in your basement, we try to play drums with the hands, play bass. It should sound like, I don't like the word urban or like real instruments, but we try to do that, and I think the New York Muscle is still a great album. It was it 2003, 2004, and it still sounds good to me, I mean, I think it was very underrated. It was no big success uh, for that, because we also had Ellen Vega from
Alan
Suicide
Vega was
who,
on there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, who
There
played,
were a lot of people
early,
involved in the album.
yeah.
There were a lot of very interesting people involved. I
And
mean,
I remember clearly now. I also had the concept because I always try to make it like innovative, experimental. But with that album, I said, let it go. The clap is on 2 and 4. You know, 2 4, and the hi hat is like off straight. Let's do it like that. That's the main formula, and don't make it complicated. Let it flow. Let it go. And I always had this simple concept with me when we worked on that album. That was amazing time. It was great.
yeah, it's time of my life. I mean, Tommy Sunshine was in there, in my
Trax was
studio.
there, Melvin from
Right,
Chicago.
right, 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 right. DJ Trax was there.
But then I brought
Uh,
some reporter guys from Germany. They flew over to New York to make a story about what I'm doing there. You remember the guy? He was called Moritz from
yeah, yeah,
Oswald.
yeah.
And last week I found the article he wrote about us in the studio, and he was totally fascinated with what we were doing and stuff. And he totally understands the whole thing much better because he saw it live. What's how to make music and how to make this kind of special rhythms, how to follow a vision, and he was more clear to see how techno production is going on, or how we worked in that time around 2004.
I learned so much during this experience, and I think first thing was the idea of how clear the clarity. You said you sometimes
Yeah,
didn't hit a wall and didn't have but most of the time you had a very clear vision of what you wanted, and the thing connected to that I learned was that you moved fast. That when you knew what you wanted to
yeah,
get it done fast. It was like
fast.
I
Yeah,
had never made tracks so fast. You would come in and we would have a track finished by one session, which I never
yeah,
was able to do on my own. Like I would take 3-4 days of fooling around with the track, and you were able to like get the whole. I mean, had the vision, and then just move, make the calls, quick calls, like be sure that this was not right, or that this was right, or that this was missing.
yeah.
And within like one session, it was very typical that we would have a whole track done. This was to
Yeah,
me
but this
like
is
a
like,
revelation.
but we are two DJs. We know exactly what we want and how to get there. And in the studio, we had so many great equipment. Not only the Rolands, but was there plugins already available that time?
A
A lot of
bit, a
plugins.
bit. Yeah, there were
Not much, huh?
some. No, there were
Yeah,
there were some stuff, some
yeah,
interesting things, but now things have developed quite a lot more when it comes to plugins. But then there were luckily I had a lot of gear. The MS-20, of
yeah,
course, was the star of
yeah.
the show. I think, and for that album, 100%.
Yeah, and the Roland drum computers and the 303 101. We did this track with Melvin to do like an acid track. So there was the 303 was there. And I
Hmm.
remember when Melvin was screaming and getting out of his, he was afraid of getting into his, normal way of, how can I say, Melvin thing. But
Yeah.
we pushed him really hard, and he did
Yeah,
it.
he started screaming, "Let no man jack," and he was
Yeah,
screaming at the top of his lungs like we were killing him. And I was afraid that the neighbors were going to call the cops
yeah,
because he would just lose it. If you guys don't know who DJ Trax is, Melvin, when he gets into something, he really he's a guy who I've seen crying while he's DJing, like
yeah,
literally so involved in the music while he's
yeah.
playing that he starts to cry, and like he means it. It's not a show. He really means it. and
One of
and
the
when
best
he
DJs I ever saw, really, on with the
DJ
vinyl.
Trax from Chicago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. One of the
Yeah.
best DJs I ever saw performing live. Really amazing. Old school.
Yeah,
He
and
had like
and when he got
two,
into it with the vocals that he was doing, he
yeah,
started to scream and lose it like it was like
yeah,
we were killing him.
yeah,
And I remember going outside because I couldn't take it for a while, and I was just listening
yeah.
from outside the house, and I was like, "Oh, my neighbors are gonna call the cops. The cops are showing up next. I'm sure of it."
No,
But
he
we
was
made.
like an animal. He was like out of his mind. He totally lost it. But that's what's exactly the concept for that acid track. I need to push him in that direction that he's losing it. And when he's losing it, we're gonna record it. That
There's
was
something,
that was
some
the
value in
idea.
that, no? And to
Yeah,
lose it, to get into this
yeah,
chaos of
yeah.
of going to the next level.
Like Dan Bell's losing control, but on another level, on a new level. So he lost his control for a while, and then we were lucky to record that. And I that was the idea. I want this like powerful, um, how you say, like performance on a track, because he did it many times inside the club when he was DJing. As you said, he was crying or screaming. But I saw it many times, and I said this needs to be recorded. I want this on top of an acid track. So that was the track
Yeah, you
Let
guys
No
could
Man.
check it out. Check it out. Just look up for DJ Hell's New York Muscle album and look for "Let No Man Jack." "Let No
I
Man
think there was
Jack"
even
is.
a Dave Clark remix that time.
Oh, there were several remixes
Yeah,
of many
yeah.
of the tracks at that time. There was a lot of great. It was a great time. There was I mean, you've had several albums since then. How many albums have you counted? How many albums you've done up till now?
Not much. I was once criticized why I'm not doing more productions. I'm nearly like whatever 35, 40 years in the business. And once I was in Paris and had like an interview session for my album called Zukunftsmusik. And one of the interviews said, you're pretty lazy. You have only 5 albums.
They
Yeah, we
actually
have
said
only
lazy with only 5 albums.
exactly like that. He said you like 35 years in the business, and there's only 5 albums around. I mean, now I have a new album, and another album is coming in 2 weeks.
But now you're moving faster than before, but
Very
it's
fast.
not fair to say, because you also not only had 5 albums, but you had plenty of singles in the meantime,
I had
and plenty.
things to do with Gigolo Records, taking care of other artists and making things happening and touring the world constantly you know, without a limit. So I had not the time to go to the studio. And I always said I have 5 years of doing a new album, because if I release an album, I have 2.5 years or 3 years promoting it worldwide. I will go to the States, I will go to Japan, I will go to Australia, I will do the whole tour, or interview tour and DJ tour to promote that one album. I will release a lot of remixes, and then I'm preparing the new album. It will take me around 2 years to think about it, getting a concept done, and then work it out. It will take a while. So there's 5 years in between. I'm only able to release an album every 5 years. I mean, it changed now with COVID and the new life. It's a lot of time to sit in the studio. But to me, it was only possible to do an album every 5 years. It was no other way.
So lots of work, lots of real work going on. So everybody
Yeah.
thinks that it's only fun and games, but there's a lot of real work happening in the
Now I
meantime,
was
right?
I was not happy easily. I always found something. And when I was living in Manhattan, at the Tribeca area, Tribeca Hotel, Grand Hotel, and on the way to Queens Hollis, I always listened to the stuff what we did the day before, and I always found something. Remember, I came in the studio and I said I listened to it and make some notes, and I said, okay, this snare needs to be cut out on that part. The clap is too low on that part. The voice is like Trek's voice is too much on this part. We need an instrumental more in the middle, because he's killing the track. He's screaming too much, stuff like that. So I always was constantly 24 hours thinking about my music only.
That's a lot of a lot of commitment and a lot of work. People don't realize, I think, that this, in order to like pass and go through a certain level of like what from break through what's holding you back, is that
Yeah,
you do have to commit, and you have to show up every day, no matter how you feel,
yeah,
and get the work done. Even if you don't feel it that day, you have a session booked for the studio. You go in and sometimes when those sessions happen, when you're just not feeling it, I'm happy that I go, because at the end of the session something
yeah.
happens and it actually turns
Always.
into something amazing.
There
So
was on
yeah.
every session there was something happening. I remember in wintertime I had 2 jackets. I had a Carhartt jacket, and underneath the Carhartt jacket I had another whatever jacket because it was so cold. And I had like scarves. It was from the subway station to your studio. It was like a 15, 20 minutes walk maybe. Sometimes there was a blizzard, and it was sometimes it was really cold, and I pushed it. I said, I need to go. I need to do it. And you're waiting already, and I need to work on the tracks. And down in the basement it was warm. It was always warm. There was never anything. It was.
Yeah, once you were there, it was fine.
Yeah.
So you sent me, and I feel really lucky about this.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
sent
yeah.
me. Let's have a look here. You sent me some tracks here that you've been working on.
No, all unreleased, not released.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That are
Yeah.
not released. These are four tracks. I mean, one is amazing already just from the title, where I know that you're reissuing or remixing Soft Cell's "Tainted Love." Is that right?
Yeah. It's
Should we have a
official.
listen? Should we have a
Nobody
little
heard it
listen?
so far, so let's check it out. It's even an
All right, so
offer from.
everybody, this is a world exclusive. You're on.
Okay,
By the
it
way,
is.
before we go any further, I have to say you're watching 343 TV. We are from 343 Labs. We're here every day at 1 p.m. This is my Friday show. I'm Abe Duque. I host the production Playhouse, this is my production Playhouse, and today we have DJ Hell as a guest here, showing us for the first time. Everybody in the world, you're going to be listening to his new remix of of Tainted Love, which is a classic, a mega classic track. And he's reissuing it. Let's just listen. Here we go. the hammer. Let's bring down the level just a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, tell us all about it.
Man, it's gonna be released on a label from out of LA.
All right.
I think they do a lot of sync rights for Hollywood movies. So I have no idea when it's coming out, but they said soon, and they will release it with an instrumental and an original version. I saw the cover already, and it's gonna be on vinyl. And I hope I can license it back to Gigolo Records, because this is would fit perfectly on Gigolo. But the thing was, it's one of the best electronic pop songs ever, and they asked me to remix it, and I was like totally lost, because I listened to the parts, to the stems, to the vocals, bass line, rhythms, and I had no concept, no idea. For weeks, I didn't know how to do that. And then I went into the studio, and I think I have 8 totally different remixes now. I mean, at the end, I asked, they gave me a little money for doing the remix, and I said, why not releasing like 6 of the remixes, because they're all different, and you pay me 6 times, Like,
Good idea.
I deliver 6 different remixes. I have like a remix with no beats. I have a techno remix. I even have an kind of Bavarian brass sounding remix.
No, get out.
I have an acid remix. I have a dub remix, and they're all totally different because I was not satisfied. And I didn't know what's the formula to the track. How can I find the right formula to make this special? And I was like, I tell the truth, I was totally frustrated because I had no idea how to work on the track, because the track is really complicated. It's not 4/4.
Right, it's almost perfect to begin with, right?
And it's like, the rhythm is really like different, and it's on 145 beats per minute. So I had to strip down everything to 125 or 128 beats per minute to keep it like in a tempo that I would play, So I was totally lost. I did so many versions, and all the versions I did not like. And then suddenly I had the idea. I thought, what would Giorgio Moroder do with that? And then I had to think, okay, it need to be disco. I need a sequencer in there. And it had to be like more like a disco tech feeling, And then I went to Richie Bartz in Munich. He's back
right. The Acid Scout.
The Acid Scout. He will be back soon. He had a new studio, and I said, Richie, I need your acid line sequence. We're gonna need this Moroder type of sequence to get this remix rolling, And then we went to the studio, and at the first session we found that sequence, and that opened everything, and suddenly I knew exactly where to go. But then there was a couple of months I was working on that remix. I mean, I could do an album with only Tainted Love remixes now, but the label chose that one, so it's gonna be released. And the funny thing was, because it was a new studio with Richie in Munich, and I was not happy about the mix down. The kick was not at the right place. We worked on the kick like a week, and it was not perfect. So I get the idea to ask another guy I really like. His name is Rexon. He's doing a lot for Cocoon Records now, and he's a guy who lives in Barcelona. I think he's an Arabian guy. He was one of the most respectable upcoming producers the last 3 or 4 years. And he's a friend of mine, and I said, you know what, we have this remix of Tainted Love, but I need a perfect mix down. And the way you mix your tracks, it's genius. Can you help me on that? So I sent him all the stems, all the parts, and he made that mix down. He made it.
Wow.
I mean, it was done completely. He didn't change anything, but the mix down, it's from him, and it's perfect. I'm more than happy now. I'm very happy now with how it sounded.
So it's important to have the right people on your team, I guess.
You know me, I always choose the best people.
Yeah.
In 2004, it was you. Also before,
Right.
I mean, I found a remix recently. I forgot about that. I posted on Facebook. I did a remix of you in your studio. It's good. What about that? It's like that. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah. With Virginia. Yeah.
What
It
was
was
the
a
song called?
it was a track on my "Don't Be So Mean" album. It was called
Yeah, it's about this, it's about that.
yeah. Yeah. I forget the name. Following my heart. Following my heart.
Yeah, I
Following
found
my
it.
heart. Yeah.
I found it because I'm trying to release all my remixes I ever done on a compilation. It's like 65 remixes, and on that work I found your remix. It's Follow My Heart or whatever. Yeah?
That
And I
was your
know
remix of my track. That's what it was.
exactly.
Right. That
So
yeah. By the way, go ahead. You have my permission to put it out if you want.
okay, that's what I like to hear. No, I listened to the remix and I really liked it.
Yeah, it
And
was
I think
great. It was great.
we did it in one session.
One session, yeah.
And
You had
I mean
the
it's
idea, you concept, and you went for it.
yeah, I mean, the original was already hot, so I did a little changes here and there, and it was done. And I listened to it again on this like searching for all remixes, and I found the remix, and I thought like, wow, this could be released now. It's cool, it sounds cool.
Timeless.
No, yeah, listen to it, please. Check it
Yeah,
out
I did
again.
actually. I saw it when you posted it, and I listened to it, and I
Yeah,
was like, "Wow, yeah, that brings me back."
yeah,
Uh,
it has this typical Abe Duque sound in there,
uh,
and this little kind of special
yeah,
sounds, and then vocals really funky.
really cool mix. And when is this Tainted Love released? When is the release date?
I
Do you have a
think in
release
March
date?
or April. It's a label in Los Angeles. They don't communicate much,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's
No,
okay
no,
because
that's fine as
because it,
long as it comes out.
it was fine to
Um,
me. They already paid the remix. I did it. It was one of the hardest work I ever did in my whole life. But now I'm happy. I'm
so
very
in the
happy because
chat,
I thought, yeah, okay.
sorry, in the chat we have. Sorry to interrupt, but in the chat we have a question for you from one of my students, Cindy Tran. She asked, "When do you just leave it alone and stop adjusting so you can release?"
What is the question?
The question is, when do you leave a track alone and stop adjusting
Ah,
it
yeah,
so that you can release it? How do you know this?
that's the hardest question in life. I mean, that's that's pretty hard, because if you leave it there for a while and then you get back to the track, you always find something. But on the New York Muscle, I remember it was done like for like 2 months, and then I remember I was smoke. Oh yeah, I remember clearly. I was smoking something, something, you know,
Okay.
and listen to it in a no, I was in Munich. I was back in Munich and I smoked something. I never do. But that time I thought, let's get high and listen to it with a different kind of angle and listen to it on the headphone and just relax, enjoy. And I remember I found two little things and I called you up or I sent you a mail and said, Abe, on that track on 7 minutes, like 50, you need to keep the rim shot down. and, and then it was
So your
it's
answer is
always like
smoke something, and then you'll know when it's over.
no,
Great
but
answer. No, I know.
that's
I'm just being a joker.
you
Great
will
answer,
always
though.
find something. You will always find something. But there's a moment where you have to stop it. I know a lot of DJs and producers. They have more than 300 tracks, great tracks on their hard drive, on their system, and they will never release it because
Yeah,
it,
I
they,
know what
they
you mean.
they always think it's not ready. I
Right,
mean, also
right.
I say sometimes if I get a lot of demos, I send back information to the DJs or producers. I say, don't let people know that you're just a beginner. I can hear it. So this is not ready to release. You have to be careful, not release just a session or anything. Try to get your things right and then send it again. But I mean, these days there is no it's so easy to release a track. You can put it out on SoundCloud, on Bandcamp, on YouTube, and push it. But sometimes it's just not the right moment. And you need to ask some people. But I had this feeling or moments a lot when people send me stuff and I say no, they're gonna release it themselves. That happens a lot.
So somebody says here, let's get high, Helmut, der President. Somebody asks also in the chat, do international DJ gigolos accept new artists on on the label?
Interesting question. Why not? I'm always looking for new artists, for new ideas, for new sounds. I mean, I don't listen to demos every day, but I'm the one who makes the decision still. And if I like something, I go for it. If you send me a demo, I listen to it, I like it, I send you an email right away, directly.
Okay, we have another question here from Marco Di Prima. Says, what does DJ Health think about producing techno tracks as a live performance in one stereo track instead of multi-tracking recordings? Like, I guess one shot.
Yeah,
if it works, right?
Do it. If it works, I have a great example from a Daft Punk live session. They released it on a 50 minutes version on a record. It was really one of the most hard to get records the last couple of years. I mean, I found it. It was on a blue vinyl, and it was it was from a session from the 90s, and it was live, 50 minutes. It's madness. It's never officially released. They put it in a soundtrack in a French movie, but everybody was crazy looking for it, and somebody did not a bootleg. It was like a white label on a blue vinyl, and they did 300 copies. But it was a live recording, 50 minutes, and it was amazing. It was amazing. They did it live,
all right,
but never.
So we're running out of time here, but I don't care. We go a little bit extra time. I don't care if you have time. I wanted to play a little more music. We have 3 more tracks here, but I don't know if we can get to all of them. But we have Planet Earth, Come Closer, and We Live, We Die. Which one should I play now?
You can, yeah, okay.
You tell me, which one do you want me to play?
We Live, We Die.
We Live, We Die. Okay. Yeah. Because I purposely didn't listen to them before. I just put them in there. I wanted to have a genuine reaction.
There's a good story about the track. It's called We Live, We Die, and music is all in between. That's the track. That's okay.
All right, let's listen to that.
The story after.
All right, here we go. Let's pump it up. let's talk about it a little bit. Let's put it down.
Okay.
So you said you had a great cool story about this, huh?
Yeah, it's like they offered me a great deal. I should write a theme for a big $1 million production movie, and this would be the title song. And the movie
really?
is about it's a big production company, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna try to do something because it's the story was it's very apocalyptic, and there's like a meteor or something coming on planet Earth, and we have like 2 months to live, and everybody will die. That's for sure. And I mean, it's a great story.
So it's a happy movie.
It's a very happy movie, and I said, I'm gonna write something, to kind of do some music, and I did that song called "We Live, We Die," and it totally fits for this movie. But then I didn't hear back from the company for a month, and then I called them up and I said, what's going on? Is there some issue or trouble? I want to release the song. I'm very happy about the work and stuff. And they said, did nobody told you? And I said, no. And then they said, we don't need you anymore. We have another guy doing it. It's already finished. You're not in it anymore. You're not part of the deal anymore.
Oh,
I was
nice.
really pissed. I was very pissed because I thought it's gonna be a big movie in the cinema, and this will open a door for me to do even soundtracks more or getting in that direction. But it never happened. So the song is still there, and it didn't fit on my album, my last album. So it's gonna be my next single. I'm gonna release it this year, soon.
Nice. So just to, what was the name of your last album so that everybody knows?
House Music Box.
Right.
Past,
And before that,
present, no future.
All right. So this was from that. And hey, once you were telling me you were getting ready for an acting career, did that ever go anywhere? Weren't you playing like a Schlager guy or something like that?
That's true. But I get a lot of. I mean, some people like it, some misunderstand it. They think you need some money now. Why are you doing that? Because I start acting and singing. But I think the funny part is, no, hey, I can't sing. You know that. I'm not a singer.
Can't means you won't.
If you see me singing in that movie, I saw it. I was crying. It's so funny. You can't stand it. It's really one of the funniest things. I don't like to say it about myself, but I was really playing the most stupid guy in the world, and it worked out well. I was like, please stop it. I can't breathe anymore. It's so low. It's so bad. I'm such a worst singer, but I do it in the right way. You believe that I think I'm a good singer, but I'm the worst. And the song, hopefully will never be released, because it's like the worst song you ever heard in your life. And I did it only for that movie. It's coming.
All right. It's coming. That would quickly play
German.
This.
Huh?
You're singing in German, in Schlager, right? Schlager style, right?
Schlager, yeah.
So there's another track here. Just play it for a little bit. What are we listening to now? What is this one?
No planet.
Planet Earth.
There is no planet.
There is no planet Earth.
Planet Earth. Planet.
There is no planet Earth. There is no planet Earth.
Planet.
There is no planet Earth. There is no planet Earth.
Planet.
There is no planet Earth. There is no planet Earth.
In the meantime, some people are saying very much thank you for coming on. People saying, Mason Rent is saying, amazing episode with DJ Hell.
Thank you.
People are thanking you for coming on. Somebody's phone is dying. I think Cindy Tran's phone is dying, so she's upset because she might not be able to see the rest of the stream.
But it's on Facebook later on. You can see it again, right?
There is no
On
planet
YouTube.
Earth.
You could always watch it later, yeah.
Okay, cool. No, my pleasure. I'm happy to tell some stories, and play some tracks and stuff. Happy to see you. It's great.
Yeah, this is great music. I think we're like 10 minutes over time, but I really wanted to play something. I think let me
But
play a little bit of this
want
other
you-
track here.
Abe, I want you to tell me what's the track about. You should know it.
This Planet Earth track?
Yeah, you know it.
There is no planet Earth.
It's from Detroit,
There is
original.
no planet.
There is no planet Earth.
Now you I don't know. Tell me.
It's Claude Young. Claude did it. Brothers from
Oh,
another
really?
planet.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
There is no planet
Yeah, I think of Claude Young, and I forget that he's from Detroit because he moved pretty quickly to Japan, right?
Man, yeah, but he did a really great techno version. It was called Brothers from Another Planet, and I tried to bring it into 2021, so that the claps and the vocals are like inspired by Planet Earth from him. It's Claude, and that's the B side of my new single. It's on the B side.
Marco De Prima says, amazing, thank you. Thomas Bote says, thanks, was a pleasure. Michelle DV says, this was awesome. Thank you, guys.
There is no planet Earth.
I want to play a little bit of the other track before we have to go. I mean, we should be off the air already, but I really want to play a little bit of this one here. Because I think this one, I heard a little bit of. I'll just jump into it. I love the bass line on this track.
Yeah.
This is very... This is probably my favorite from all these.
Cool.
This is
Yeah, it sounds like you.
maybe
like
that's why.
Abe Duque. Is there a cat in your bag? Like a little cat? No. No cat.
What is this track? So tell the story about this track.
You know, the vocals are from a oh, there's a dog. Okay.
Oh yeah,
It's a
that's my,
dog.
yeah, that's my dog.
You know about Electrifying Mojo from Detroit, who runs
Yeah.
this radio show in the 80s, and I took his voice. It's him. It's Electrifying Mojo, and he had this jingles for his record shows, and he said, "Come closer, come closer. Hello, how you are?" I sampled that, and it's totally Chicago, old school, kind of acid track.
Yep, totally. This is probably. I heard this. I was like, oh, when you get a little mad that you didn't make this track,
Yeah.
you're like, okay.
It's gonna be
I'm ma-
released, I think, next week on a label from Vienna.
Which one?
They called Perlen or something. It's a new label.
Yeah,
It's on a compilation. It's on a compilation.
This is echt irre geil.
Yeah, Dankeschön. Yeah, old school.
Yeah, this is the shit. This is the good shit.
Hope so. Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out so late. I mean, we're already 12 minutes past the time the show is usually over, and we still have a lot of people here watching us. So we're not gonna leave. We're gonna just stay here forever. I think we do have to go. I think Hell has to go. Maybe get his beauty sleep. I don't know. What time is it over there now? Like past 8?
8:13. It's not too late.
Yeah, it's past your bedtime, no?
Yep. That's another story. We can do the next session about that story, Abe.
Yeah, Pat says, come back, please come back again. So
That's a DJ Hell avatar, and he will perform in the future. He will do my DJ shows.
all right, yeah,
Worldwide. It's already produced. I don't have to fly out to New York or Japan.
you just
or
collect the
anywhere.
money. That's all.
No, I send him. It's all
Yeah,
done.
And he collects the money or what?
He's the avatar. He's a DJ avatar.
I just want to listen to this. This is hot.
Oh yeah.
Killer.
Thank you.
All right, man. I think we gotta shut it down before they come and take us away.
That track was done in 2 days.
See, that's what I'm
Two
talking
sessions.
about. That's what
Two
I'm talking
sessions.
about.
And it was done.
All right. So, any last words to all our fans that are out there watching you?
Yeah, thanks for watching me. I'm ready to talk more about the old days, the new days, what's coming up, you know, what I did in my career. I'm happy to talk to you, Abe. Always miss you.
Yeah, man.
Come over soon.
As soon as we can.
As soon as I can, I'm coming over.
All right, man. Anyway,
you.
let's say goodbye. Well, again, you're watching 343 TV. My name is Abe Duque. We have a school. Don't forget, you can come and take classes with us. We have a school in Berlin. We have a school in New York City. We do classes online. I start a class on Sunday at 12:15. Sunday is 12:15. It's a brand new class on mixing and mastering that I'm starting. It will be a 12-session class. Please come to our website, check it out, and maybe take a class with me or one of our other amazing, brilliant instructors. See us tomorrow watch us tomorrow for John Selway's Techno Saturday show. You got to come on John's show one of these days, Mr. Smiley Face.
I gotta listen to you. Say hello to Sal.
Yeah.
hello to
I
Sal.
thought he would have came. I thought he would have came in today. But yeah. Max Wild is also here saying goodbye to everybody. Guys, I hate to leave. I think this is one of my favorite shows that I ever did so far. But I guess it's time to say goodbye. So, see ya.
Tschüss. Ciao, Abe.